Hi, good day. You're welcome again to this week's media training. And the next couple of minutes, or I would say the next few minutes, will be the class being taught by Asefe Abodunrin. Enjoy.
Okay, ma.
Okay.
Yeah, so give yourself some time to get used to it. The first few times you do it, it would seem complicated, but it's actually pretty easy. It gets easy once you start to use it because there are a lot of things you can do, like save a certain preset so that the next time you're editing a video, you don't have to create it all over again. You can just say, okay, apply this type of writing and bars to this, and then you just apply and then just change the wordings. And you can create your own presets the way you want it to be. You can make your videos look like they're a movie based on the way you color grade them. Color grading is another thing you should probably learn in media because it's very useful for your streaming also. Um, how do people see colors? How do you see colors? So those are some of the things that you probably have to learn. And the best part is because it's a very professional software that everybody uses, there's tons of free tutorials on YouTube. I learned to use it by watching YouTube videos. So um and that's how I first started editing on it. And then I got really a bit good. And then I was able to do minor edits here and there. So if there's anything I'm confused about, like literally I would just like Google it. I'll be like, how do I export a video in this? What does this mean in this? Like there's ample information. People are also asking those questions. So don't be afraid to do the same thing. And if it's something you can't find, feel free to just reach out on the group. I think it was last week that Tolu was asking how we can export a video, and I sent him a video that was helpful. So let me know if you need help in that area. I haven't used it in a while just because I haven't done much video editing in a while. But hopefully I'll be using it more often. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so in terms of like if you've downloaded, has everybody gotten their Creative Cloud downloaded?
I have.
Okay. So if you're able to open it, this should be the interface you're looking at. This one that I'm scrolling through right now on my screen. I don't know if I'm sharing my screen. Am I sharing my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this should be the interface you're looking at. So to explain it to you, Adobe Creative Cloud kind of works as a portfolio of different apps you can use. For example, you have Photoshop. We all know what Photoshop is. People use it to edit photos. The word Photoshop actually came from the app Adobe Photoshop, right? So when we say something is Photoshopped, is because someone took that picture and edited it. So that this is literally the way we say Google is this is literally the app that came from. We have Illustrator, which is used for comics, Acrobat DC, which is your PDF app, InDesign, which is about like animation and comic books. So like if you're doing like Moana, for example, this is where they would design that. So they have a bunch of different apps specific to different areas of design. And that's what really makes it really good because you can pretty much do anything. So I can say I took a photo of Charles. I want to use it in my announcement video. I edit it with Photoshop to make it look really nice and classy. I bring it into Premiere Pro to add to the video. And then maybe I want to animate it, like put like cool graphics, make him look like he's walking, even though he's not walking. I can do that in like After Effects or something like that. So that's kind of like what Adobe works as. It's just a group of apps you can use that specialize in doing certain things. So so if you open the Creative Cloud, the first thing you see is this list of apps. You can see that you can install them. I think right now the subscription we have in church does not cover all the apps. I think it only covers Adobe Premiere Pro and maybe Photoshop or Lightroom, one of the two. But if there's anyone that you see that you want to learn more about, just let us know. It will be helpful to learn one first and then get really good at it and then learn the other. But either way, just let us know. Okay, so you should find Adobe Premiere Pro in one of these list of apps here. I think because I've already installed it on my own laptop, it's only telling me there's an update available. But I've already installed it. In yours, it will probably be down here somewhere. And then you can just click on the install button and to install it. Let me know if you're able to see the same thing.
Yes, I'm installing.
Okay. Okay, with that said, I did find some of my old announcement videos that we'll be using for.
Hello. I have a confession. I love bread.
So I found that one, and then this is the second video we'll be using.
Let's go.
We'll just join them
And
together.
if you didn't get that, watch this.
Okay. I don't know if to maybe later on I can send it to the group for us to use for our practice, but in the meantime we can continue from where we're at. Let me know when you've downloaded it.
I downloaded it, but it says that only 2 devices can be activated
Oh
simultaneously.
shoot. Okay, I'm going to log out. Let me sign out and see if okay, you know what? When I'm done with this lesson, then I'll sign out. And then you can sign in to test it. So we'll just, I guess we'll just have to I guess that makes sense. Only 2 devices at a time because of the subscription we have. So if you find out that you're trying to log in and it's locked, just message the group to find out who is, because it's possible you're signed in and you don't know. So we can all go and check and sign out. So in that case, we'll deal with it, I guess, later on. If it's okay, I think I'll move into actually opening up Adobe so we can kind of start, because I don't want us to, I don't know, was there somebody else that was supposed to be taking?
No, go ahead. It was supposed to be me.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw a device that had been signed on last 6 months ago. So I kicked it out. 1 6 months ago and 1 30 minutes ago, and I believe you are the 30 minutes ago.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so what would happen is if you install it on your computer, you don't even have to go to Creative Cloud to find it. You just go into your app store or whatever, like where your list of apps is. For Windows is where the Windows button is. I guess for Mac, I don't know where that's. You have to check. But you just type in Premiere Pro and it will pop up. So I just click that and we're almost there. So there are a lot of things I discovered by trial and error on this app. So I would encourage you to try and don't be afraid to make a mistake. You pretty much cannot crash it. So just give it a shot and see what happens. So we'll go to, so when you open up the app, this is kind of what you see. It shows you a list of your past projects over here. And then you can open a team project, new team project. I just choose to open a new project, which is a lot easier. So it brings out this interface, which is kind of it asks you some pretty detailed questions about how you want your video to kind of come out. So what I do is I leave this part the way it is because I don't want to touch it. For the most part, if you're into sound engineering or you're very you're an experienced editor in for Netflix or something, there's probably some things you want to move around here that would make that easier. If you want to know more about this part, I would encourage you to actually look it up. But for the most part, you can leave this the way it is and just move on. The only thing you need to do here is change the name from Untitled to the project you're working on. So I'm going to call this practice 2. And it also tells you here in the location where it is going to store this project. So not where it is going to store the finished video, but where it is going to store this ongoing project, like the project you're working on right now. So you can always change it. You can say browse to choose a different place to store it. Well, I think I'll just leave it on my desktop for now. Because or here. No, I think I'll leave it on my desktop. So I'll leave it on my desktop for now. So that's okay. So this is what pops up. You have 4 boxes. This box is kind of like your pre-box, is where you can view a video before you add it to your ongoing video sequence. So say I took a video, like the video we just watched now, Lolade, but I want to check if that's the video I want to add to my announcement video. I can play it here before I even move it over to this place, which is called a timeline, my video timeline or sequence. In this video timeline, you can add audio, you can add text, you can add effects, you can add pictures, you can add sounds, you can add like literally anything that goes into making a video, you can add it over here. So that's what timeline and sequence is about. So this place is a pre-window. This place is where you arrange your ingredients for the video. This place, sorry, are you seeing the blue highlights? Because I'm saying this place, but I'm not sure if everybody can see. Okay. So this place is where you see the video, the final video is like a pre-screen. So if the way to kind of picture this whole Premiere Pro interface is, imagine you have 4 TV monitors. On one, on the left-hand side, you have a TV monitor to kind of pre-screen anything you want to add to your video. On this side, on the top right-hand, you have the video that you want to kind of, like that's the video you're making right now. So you're able to see what the final product will look like before you export it. And then on the bottom side is like your table where you have your ingredients or whatever. And then on the bottom left-hand side is where you can import media. So anything you want to import, like sound effects, visual effects, even After Effects, Photoshop edited videos or pictures, background songs. This is where you import them. Okay, so that's an explanation of the 4 sides. That's pretty much the basics you need to know. On this side is just tools you would use. So this is for typing, this is for letters, this is for selecting things and moving them around. This is for marking points. All of this will begin to make sense after some times, but just bear with it and keep understanding. This is your cut tool. So the razor tool is what you use to cut and slice a video. Say you want to slice it in half or 3 parts, or you just want to cut out a tiny part, you don't want to be there and delete it. You use your razor blade to do that. This is a ripple edit tool. I've never actually used that, so I can't tell you much about that. And this is a selection tool. So the 2 selection tools are this one and this one. This and then this one is for text, like I said before. Okay, so I like to keep my interface like this. This one on the left, this one on the right, this one on the left, this one on the right, because it just makes things easier on the eyes. You can rearrange it any which way you want. You can reduce the size of one compared to another, right? If you want to see more of the final product, clearly you can do that. So those are some things. Okay, now to the editing. You go here. So we're going to the bottom left-hand side. We're going to Media Browser. When we go to Media Browser, we can see a list of all the files in our computer, pretty much everything. in our computer. So these are all the files in my computer. So naturally, it will come out kind of like this. You have your local disks, my cloud music, Intel. I usually go to users, and then I go to my desktop, which is where I stored those videos that we're going to be using today. So all of that comes out here. Oh. Okay. Okay. So I'm looking for the file. Okay, there we go. Test. So these are the two videos I'll be using today. So remember what I said about us previewing it before we make an edit. So you click on this video and drag it over here. Are we still following? Do we have any questions so far?
Mm-hmm. I'm following.
Okay. So you just drag over. You can see the preview here. When you press play, there you
I have
go.
a confession.
The other good thing about this side of the screen is that you have both the picture option, so you can ask to drag only the video, or you can ask to drag only the audio. So say, for example, let me go back there. If I like this part where Lolade is rolling her eyes, I'll go back a few. I'll click on this mark in and say I want that part. And then I want it to stop here. I want this part. So I will play it again to see if it got the part I wanted. Okay, so I got the part I wanted. But I don't want all this background noise and audio. I just want that video part because I think it makes for a good, interesting part of the movie. I'll click on drag video only. Do you see this sign here? This one that looks like a video. You click on drag. I'm just going to expand that side of it because that's what we're dealing with right now. So you click on drag video only, and I'll drag it to my timeline. There we go. So if I press, remember what I said about this being the screen, this being the final product. If I press this, I mean this highlighted blue screen. If I press play here, you see that I only took the part of her rolling her eyes. We can't hear any sound, we can't hear anything. We only took the video. So I don't even have to deal with the audio at all. Say I want the audio of that part where she was rolling her eyes. I can still also pick the audio. I'll just go here. Because I've already marked it here and here, I'll just drag the audio. I want the audio to start from over here. I don't want it to be the same as the video. So those are some of the amazing things you can do with Adobe Premiere Pro, which is like you can isolate audio, you can isolate video. So if, for example, let me just put that over there.
Let's go. And if you didn't get that, watch this.
Okay. So I want to create something where I'm just taking this part of the audio because I like that part.
That, watch this.
So I want to put it under Lolade's video. There we go. So now here's what I've created.
And if you didn't get that, watch this.
So that's how that works. It's like I can drag any audio from any video, put it under there. And that'll be very useful for you. Say like you filmed a video of somebody talking, but their audio is better than the video. Maybe something happened to the video, or maybe something happened to the audio, but the video is clear, and you took an after, what do you call it? Recorded the audio separately. You can always do this separation. So far my video is looking pretty sleek. Lolade is rolling her eyes too, and if you didn't get that,
watch this.
Okay. So I can decide I'm just going to do a process of editing now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to take up until that point. Okay. So I want both the audio and the video. So I'll just drag this. I'll put it over here. Wait 1 second.
Services. Yeah.
No, that's not what I want to do.
I think it was
Okay.
the other select that worked for me.
Which one?
The one you said is a select. Yes, that one.
Thank you. See what I'm saying? So it's all trial and error. So I completely forgot because I haven't used it in a while. I just remembered how to separate both. But so this is where we're at now. I want to move this here. And I want to, you can also reduce a size of a video. So say I don't want to take all these other parts. I just want that part. Or even if I want everything, but I want it to be faster, I can right click on the video and then go to speed and duration. And then say I want it at 200%. So 100% is normal speed, times 2 is 200%. If you want it at half the speed, you just do like 50% or 75%. And then you can even reverse speed. So if you want it to, so let's first of all do 200%. Let me show you what that means. So 200% is this.
And if you didn't get that,
okay, so that's how rolling our eyes, right? If I wanted to reverse the speed, I go here, reverse speed. So it will reverse the actions she just did.
And if you didn't get that,
see, her eyes went in the other direction. So that's pretty much what that does. What I encourage you to do is you can literally go through everything in this options here. They're quite interesting. Just play around with it. Like I said, you can't actually break the app by trying something weird. So try it and see what happens. And if you're unsure, if you're a more cautious person, you can Google it before you try it. Okay, so I'm just going to put this at normal speed because I kind of like, or maybe I should make it slow. I want her to roll her eyes slowly. So 75%. I want her to roll her eyes in 2 directions. Okay. So if I do 75%, no, actually, I want her to roll it in 2 directions first. So I'll do 200%. And then I would say duplicate. I can duplicate this. Hello. I can't remember everything, but let's see. I'm pretty sure there's a way to duplicate this. So, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember. You can duplicate by just copying and pasting. So you highlight what you want to duplicate. You click on it. You do control copy, and then you come here. No, I don't want to do it. And then control paste. There we go. So you can duplicate something by just control copy, control paste. Okay, so she's rolling her eyes in this direction.
And if you didn't get that, watch this.
Wait, hold on. Why was that so fast?
And if you didn't get that, and if you didn't get that,
okay, and then I'll expand this a little. Reverse speed. Okay, so let's see what happens.
if you didn't get that,
Yep.
watch this.
So she rolled her eyes twice. We're able to do that. We can even slow it down. We can even like say we wanted to focus on just her rolling her eyes, right? I can cut. Okay, so I'll duplicate this. No, first of all, I'll cut it. Let me get into this. You can highlight everything and move it. So I want to create more space. So I'm just going to move this down a bit. So I'm going to move that down. I want to duplicate this. So the control copy and then paste. Make sure that when you want to paste, you move the blue line to where you want it to start from, and then just hit control paste. So paste, just pasted that. I want to, in this part, I want to highlight her eyes so I can increase the scale of her face. So this is where we'll come to do that. We'll do that in assembly. No, sorry. There we go. So we can do that in color or editing. One second, just give me a moment. Okay, yeah. So you can do that in editing. So this top part is where you can go to kind of focus on certain areas of your edit. So we can do it in editing. So we come here and I just want to increase the scale. So I'll just increase the scale. There we go. So let me see if closer. Okay. Move this closer. Okay. Okay. So let's play somewhat of our finished product.
And if you didn't get that, watch this. Hey, my favorite services. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we have for now. So now we want to move into text. I'm just going to keep it simple because there are quite a few new things going on at the same time. I want to make sure that you're still able to kind of get what is going on. So now we want to do text. Like I said, everything I learned using YouTube, even like how to do the text and whatnot. So hopefully this should be pretty easy to do. If you have any questions, do let us know. Okay. So at the bottom of your screen on the fourth TV, you would see something called new items. Under new items, you would see color mats. So I like to create kind of like a layer on which I put my text so that it's easier for me to, like, if I want to destroy that layer or do anything, it won't affect my video. I can just do it on that text. So it's like I want to write and I put a piece of paper on top of my book before I write. So if I want to throw away that piece of paper, it's all good. It doesn't affect my book. So that's kind of like what this is. So I'm just going to use black. You can pick any shade you want. I'm just going to use black. I'll just title it black for now. Okay. So I'm just going to put this over here.
So where did you get the color mask from?
So on the fourth screen, on the left-hand side,
Yeah.
if you scroll to the bottom, there should be new item. If you can't find it, you might be, so do you see how at the top there are all these like little writings, project, practice, media browser, libraries, info, effects.
Yeah.
Just go to the first one, you'll be able to see it. And if you still can't see it, then it might be that you need to just expand your fourth screen a bit to be able to find. Yeah. So that's what that is. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. So I already did the new item. Okay, so I new item, you just go to column maps. So what I want to do is I want to come here.
What time are they? 10:30. First Sunday. What service? What time is it? 10 a.m.
Okay, so I just want that little part to animate it or whatever. I just want the audio. So I'm just going to take the audio, put it under my black mat. I'm going to go to text. Remember this area where we pick our tools from? I'll go to text and do draw a box. You draw your box on your final screen. Remember that top right screen? And then I'm just going to write. I'll say, do you notice how, like, when I put my cursor in there, at my bottom right screen, you see graphic. That means I can move this graphic around to anywhere. So let me just give you an example. So right now I'm going to write on Sunday.
What time are they? 10:30. First Sunday. What service?
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so I'm just going to write on Sunday, 2 services. Okay, so I just want that little part on Sunday, 2 services. If I want to do any adjustment to the font or to the size or to the alignment, I can just come to graphics on the top here. Can you see where you have learning, assembly, editing, color, effect, audio, graphics? You just come to graphics and you go to edit, and then you can see what it says on Sunday, 2 services. The number of T's you see here is the number of text you have on your screen. So as per, like, if I open one box, it will just be one box. But as you can see, when I move, sorry, did someone say something? I feel like.
Sorry, that was me. I didn't realize I was unmuted.
Oh, okay, that's okay. So if I only have one box, you can see one box. But if you notice when I move, you can see that there are two boxes. There's this tiny box here, and there's this one. So that's what it's just telling me that I have two lines of what do you call it, of word drawn there. I can delete this one if I don't want it. So I'm just going to clear. There we go. So we only want this one. If I double click on it, it will highlight everything. If I come down here, I can find the basic text. I can edit it to whatever I want. There we go. See how curvy and nice that is. On Sunday, 2 services. Okay. I can choose a different text, and to show you the sample on the side here, I don't know what that one comes to. I can choose pretty much any type of text I want. I wonder what happens if you, see, it even turns it into emojis. I wonder if it's on the back. Yep, it did. So this is what I'm saying about just experiment, just go on it, experiment, try different things, see what works. Don't be rigid about it. It's pretty much for your creativity. So it's like options. I can change the color. So there's the feel. I can change it to like blue if I want. Let's say, okay, everything is blue now. I can make it a lighter blue if I want. I'm just going to move this. There we go. Oh, that looks nice. If I want it to be, if I want to add like background behind it, I can change the background to like say red or something. There we go. So we have a box of red. So you can do a bunch of those kind of stuff. Just experiment with that. So we have on Sunday 2 services. I think that's where I'll stop for now. Oh, you can do the alignment. You can increase the font. So right now the font is at 100. If I do this, it'll be at 405. But in order to see it, I'll need to increase the size of the box. So, one sec. Where did my tools go? There we go. So if you can't find your text, it's most likely like either the box is too small, too big, something like that. You just need to adjust. And remember, you can always go to graphics to edit your text. And they also have templates of kind of text that you may want to use. If you're too tired to like come up with a list of text, just use one of their templates. So right now, I'll just reduce the size of this because it's way too big. I don't think that will be useful at all. Okay. You can even just write it if that's helpful. So I'm just going to do 200. There we go. I can see my text once again. Praise the Lord. I'm just going to move this to the second level. Okay. So I have on Sunday 2 services. Say I want to animate this, like I want it to like jump into the screen or something. I can go to effects. So effects. In effects, I can animate where that goes. 1 second. So maybe I want there to be sound. I can say essential sound or essential graphics. Okay. So pin to video frame, yes. Position, yes. Graphics. So I want to animate this. Oh, okay. Video transitions. I think is right there. Let's see. I do page fill. Okay, I'm going to leave our effects just for now so that we keep that pretty the same. Okay, so I'll say for now we have like an average video. I don't want us to take way too much time just because there are a few things, like I said, it's a pretty, like you can create whatever you want with it. It's like walking into a store and being able to buy whatever ingredients you want. I could give you all the recipe, but it might be helpful to start from something basic like pasta. So that's what we're going to do. The ice cream truck is here. Okay, so I'm going to cut this with my razor because this is where I want to stop for this video. And I just delete the highlighter. And just come here. If you want to undo anything you've done, just press Ctrl Z to undo that portion for you. So that's always pretty cool. Okay. So I'm just going to stop, edit from there. I'll cut off the part I don't want anymore and delete it. Okay, so our total video goes like this.
And if you didn't get that, watch this. Hey, my favorite services. Yeah. Let's go. Sunday. What time are they? 10 and 11:30. First Sunday.
Okay, so I just have a basic. Usually in this kind of thing, you would go deeply, kind of nitpick. You want the on Sunday to appear the same time they say on Sunday, and kind of exit when they say on Sunday. But for the most part, this is where we're going to stop. So let's just export our video. So to export, we'll go to the bottom of this. Let me see what it does. No, it's just going to export that frame. I don't want that one. Okay, so to export, we'll go to File, and we'll go to Export right here. We want to export the media, so we'll go to Media. Voila, here we are. Now, you might be wondering, what is all this jargon on the screen? Like I said, if you're a sound engineer or if you are like a movie like editor, you might be very particular about certain things and the way they come out. But right now we just, especially like say for example, I want to render a film that is going to be in 3D versus a film that is going to be on flat screen. There are certain ways I want it to come out that all of this will be useful for. So right now, this is not what we need. We don't need that. What I would say you need is make sure that this format is set to H264. Is the default format, so there's no need to change it. Go to your presets, and I always like to put my presets either at 4K or HD 1080p, just because nobody watches anything that is below that right nowadays. You can either do high quality 1080p or high quality 4K, or the other option is it a Twitter video? You can export it as a Twitter video. Is it a YouTube video? You can export it with a YouTube video setting. You can even export it in 4K for YouTube videos. Is it like basically they give you different presets where they call it presets. So pretty much the way things are set in the system, so that if you're exporting it for say YouTube or Vimeo or Twitter or just a mobile device, it is exported to kind of match the bit rates of that computer. So if you're a gamer, or if you ever play Candy Crush or Animal Crossing on your phone, or even Minecraft or Minesweeper, what they call that game, you know that on certain devices it is slower than on other devices. To prevent that, they have presets where, like, if I export it as a mobile video, then people watching it on mobile would see it as crisp and as clear as somebody watching it on desktop. So instead of me exporting a video that is like too heavy that I can't watch on my mobile, I can just export. I know that everybody wants to watch this video on mobile device. I can export it as a mobile device video. So it will reduce the amount of memory that it will take in your mobile device, but it will still export it as crisp and clear in 4K. So that's what all these presets do. Usually I just stick to either high quality 1080p, high quality 4K, which is 2160p, or YouTube 1080p or YouTube 4K. Any one of those will do. So right now I'm going to choose high quality 4K. So once I've done that, you will see that it has locked in the width and the height, which is the height and the width of each pixel in the video. So there's some sense in which you need to understand like how pixels work and whatnot. Sorry, didn't mean for that to happen. Okay, so I just leave everything else the way it already is. I just pick that basic form. The other thing you have to make sure of is that the audio is being exported with the video. So make sure you tick mark export video, export audio. Those are what you need to make sure of. Okay. Last thing is that you want to change the output name. So if you notice the output name is already highlighted in blue, click on the output name and then you can rename it as something else. So I want to rename this as, I'm just going to go to desktop and rename this as practice to final. Okay. So if you're unsure of what is being exported, you can still kind of, I think you can play. I believe, no? Okay, I'm just going to leave this where it is. Yeah, you can just kind of like run through it with this blue thing. Make sure not to move the white triangles because that shows from where to where the video is going to export. So if you move it, you might cut out some of your video parts. Okay. So we're just going to go to export. And then all we have to do is sit and wait for it to export. So sometimes it's really fast. If it's a smaller video, between 2 to 3 minutes. If you're using a laptop that is not too loaded with information, between 2 to 3 minutes. But if you're using like a very heavily loaded laptop and you have a video of like, let's say 5 minutes, and you want to export it in like 4K, those are all red signs. Like that means you're going to be staying there. So there are times I've waited for it to export and it has been like 30 minutes. So I would always say give yourself ample time. Don't rush. Don't do it last minute, so that in case anything happens, you're not rushing to export a video early in the morning. That is needed. So this is luckily going to take us a really short amount of time. Grateful to God for that. In the meantime, does anybody have questions?
Yeah, I have a question. I guess not really a question, but maybe a comment. Well, it's a question. I guess when you see some productions and the audio and the video are not quite in sync, maybe you have like a 1 second or half a second delay. Is it because likely the cut of the audio and the cut of the video were not directly aligned? That was why.
Yes, most likely. So I can even give you an example right here. Let me move this. So I'll move this just a bit. Sorry, the video is exported. I'm trying to deal with your question. So I can unlink the audio and video of this one, meaning I can move the audio anywhere I want and the video anywhere I want. So I'm just going to move it a bit out of sync for you to see. So there you go, it's a bit out of sync, and I'm going to press play. Okay, that was still in sync. Let me just move it a bit down. Okay, we can do that. There we go. So you could kind of see like when she was like weekly services, like amount was moving different, the audio was kind of moving different. So you can kind of see that. What I usually try to do in that case is move it little by little till I'm able to get a perfect sync. If I am very unsure, I can even expand the size of the audio I'm looking at so that I can know when it spikes and go by like, okay, it spiked here. That means she's probably talking or hitting something. If I move the spike closer to what she's saying, where her mouth is, maybe I will nail that. So okay, we're still a bit off sync. I'll just move that a bit more, see what happens. Okay, so we are even a little more on sync now than before. The reason I didn't move it all the way to the end, which would have made it very in sync, is because most likely when you're editing the video, you recorded the audio separate, you recorded the video separate, so you don't even know how they really match. But I know how it matches because I recorded both on the same device. So that's why if I just move it to the edge, I know immediately to sync. But I want us to try a process of how do we keep moving it till it's close enough that it's not that obvious. So as we can see, here is a little bit close, right? Like you can't really see. Yeah. So you can't really see the difference in what they're saying as much as before. So those are some of the things that could happen. Okay. I'm just going to lower this and play our video.
And if you didn't get that, watch this. Hey, Commander Booty Services. Yeah. Let's go. Sunday. 2 services. What time are they? 10 and 11.
Okay. So were we able to hear that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So this was the last one we did. I think this was the last Zoom practice we did where we made this really cool like video. But yeah. So like I said, experiment, experiment, experiment. Ooh, that is nice. I can see you editing already. See.
Yeah, I actually exported already. I got my
Oh,
export.
perfect.
So yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
This was
So the beauty
yeah.
of it is just experiment. And just to let you know, this is one of those skills where you can actually get a job if you
Oh
know
wow.
how to do it. Yeah. You can actually, if you're feeling curious, just go on LinkedIn and look for Adobe Premiere Pro, and you'll be
Yeah.
able to find like a couple of jobs in that field. So it's something that will be very good for your skill set. Just do invest as much time as you can in it. Okay, that's all.
Awesome. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Asefe. This has been an eye opener. Does anyone have any questions? I think this is very slick. Thanks a lot.
No problem. I know it's a lot to take in on the first day. But like I said, just reach out if you have questions, research what you don't know, Google what you don't know. The
Mm-hmm.
information is literally plenty and free. So
Yeah. I think I'll just go back on. I definitely will go back on the video as you have taught. I need to remember how you zoomed in into a lot of this face to get that closer look on her eyes. So I'll look at the video for that. Thank you so much.
okay. Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my question is, you like, if you export it and you realized you did a mistake, how do you like fix it when you've already exported it?
Okay, so I would say like if you export it and you realize you made a mistake, unfortunately you have to re-export it. So unless the other option is if you have a smaller video editor on your laptop or your mobile phone or whatever, and you just want to like do just a minor shift, that's fine. But if you export it and it looks weird, or maybe you're missing a whole clip, or maybe the voice is out of sync, that's not something you can really adjust in another video software. So you would have to go back to your software, do all the necessary adjustments, and just re-export it. So that's why I said don't do last minute work. If not, you end up in the morning rushing to like get it done. So give yourself ample time so that in case anything goes wrong, you can always correct it.
Thank you very much. And with that said, I guess we can close. Definitely we'll do a lot of practicing as well. But I see, and I can agree with Paula, it sort of looks like we videoed just a little more technical. Maybe not a little, a lot more technical, but it looks like it has a lot of features that we can really use. Thanks so much, Asefe.